Hey guys, so in today's lecture, we are going to discuss savings, annual savings, and cumulative savings, and life cycle savings. That how much savings we can do in an year, that is annual savings. Cumulative savings means over a period of time, it is in 5 years, 10 years, and life cycle saving means over the life of the system, that till how much uh, whole life it can give the savings. So we will see annual savings, then cumulative savings, and life cycle savings. So first let's start with annual savings, and then we will see cumulative and life cycle savings. So let us consider a renewable system. So it requires, suppose, annual savings. Let's consider a renewable system. It requires a total investment of, suppose, C. C is the total investment, which of which F1 fraction is taken as a loan. So F1 is taken as loan. The interest rate on the loan is D1. So D1 is the interest rate, and that it is to be paid back in an equal annual is invest installments over a period of n1 years. So assume, now let us assume that E is the annual load that is to be met, annual load that is to be met. Then suppose the renewable system supplies a fraction of this load, it is F is the fraction which it is supplying. The rest is being supplied by auxiliary systems. So this would result in an annual savings. How much annual savings? That is F into E is the annual savings. This F into is annual savings load. So this much load is being saved. So suppose let's take the cost of this energy is CF, that is CF, cost of energy is CF, per unit cost. So the annual expenditure required by the system is by the way of electrical energy running subsidiary equipments, maintenance and local taxes. So let's take M as the cost associated with minor items in the first year. So minor costs. So it increases at a rate of IM every year. Suppose it increases at the rate of IM every year. So finally it is assumed that tax reductions are allowed both on interest components of the annual loan repayment installment as well as depreciation of the system. So depreciation is assumed to be at a uniform rate at RD per year. So RD is the depreciation. The income tax rate is RT. Income tax rate is RT. So these all are the nomenclature which we are going to use. So let's starts with the savings. So how much savings has been done? So savings on the fuel electricity. So savings will be CF, that is cost of fuel, into F into E, that is fraction of the load which is saved into total load. So into cost, this much is the savings. Now this savings will increase over a period of time. So we'll use the compound interest formula. It is 1 plus IF into j raised to j minus 1. So we will use compound interest formula. So this is the savings over a period of time. So annual repayment on the loan will be, so annual repayment on the loan is, so repayment will be, as we have discussed before, in uh, a repayment loan in equal installments. So annual repayment is D1 F1C divided by 1 minus 1 upon 1 plus D1 raised to N1. So this is the repayment. So now electricity energy bill for subsidiary equipment plus maintenance charges plus local taxes. So there is minor costs. So minor costs are, as we have discussed, M into for a period of time, that is compound interest formula 1 plus IM raised to j minus 1. Now tax deductions. So tax deductions will be, so tax deductions will be on the interest component of the repayment. So whatever repayment we have done on its interest component, so the interest component is 1 minus 1 plus d1 raised to j minus 1 divided by 1 plus d1 raised to n1 minus 1 into d1 f1 into c into rt. rt is income tax rate. So here, d1 is the interest rate on the loan, f1 is the fraction of the loan which is taken, so how much loan has been taken, c is the total investment, so f1 into c is the how much loan has been taken, and rt is the income tax rate, and this component is the interest component. So how much interest, so you get deduction on the interest only. So tax deduction on depreciation. Now we'll see on depreciation how much tax deduction we are getting. So tax deduction on depreciation will be RT, so rate of interest of income tax, into RD. Depreciation is assumed as uniform rate. This is depreciation rate into C. C is the cost of the equipment. So this is the tax deduction on the depreciation. So annual savings for the jth year. So annual savings will be equal to, first all these components, savings on electricity, then minus repayment of the loan, minus minor costs, plus tax deductions on interest on depreciation. So this is the total annual savings. By just adding all the formulas, we will get the total formula of annual savings. Now we have seen annual savings, so now we will see cumulative savings. Here is cumulative savings and life cycle savings. So cumulative savings over a period of n years. So cumulative savings means savings of period of n years. Over n years, how much savings we are getting. For system is obtained by summing the present worth of the annual savings. So summation of present worth of annual savings subtracting initial down payment on the renewable system and adding cost of equivalent conventional system plus cost of equivalent conventional system. So we will get the total cumulative savings. So cumulative savings, suppose we are saying CS will be equal to, cumulative saying CS will be equal to CF into FE. So that is CF is the cost of fuel, F is fraction and E is total load into sigma. As we are using summation, sigma 1 plus IF raised to j minus 1 is compound interest formula upon 1 plus d raised to j. So this is the discount if there is a discount on the fuel cost minus IDP means initial so before initial down payment. So this present worth of annual savings. So all these factors which we have discussed earlier, these all factors, which factors? This all the factors we have to use summation over that, then we will get present worth of annual savings. So this was the first factor. Now we will use the second factor, that is repayment minus repayment. So minus summation of minus repayment, so that was d1 f1c upon 1 minus 1 upon 1 plus d1 raised to n1 into sigma 1 upon 1 plus d raised to j. So this is for repayment. Then minor costs, then there will be minor cost. So minor costs will be minus m into sigma into 1 plus im raised to j minus 1 upon 1 plus d raised to j plus tax deductions, it is r1 d1 f1c into sigma j raised to 1 to n 1 upon 1 plus d raised to j into 1 minus 1 plus d1 raised to j minus 1 minus 1 upon 1 plus d1 raised to n1 minus 1 plus tax deduction on depreciation, so that will be plus rt rl into c into sigma j equal to 1 to 1 upon r1 upon 1 upon 1 plus d raised to j into 1 minus f1 into c plus c1. Now C1 is the cost of an equivalent conventional energy system if this renewable energy system is not installed. So instead of that, conventional energy system would have been installed. So that is the equivalent of conventional energy system. So this is the total cumulative savings which we are getting. So now so this is the cumulative savings. Now we are interested in finding out life cycle savings. So life cycle savings LCS. So cumulative savings, life cycle savings will be cumulative savings of n years, n equal to n1, plus resale value or scrap value of the system. So this will be the life cycle savings, that is LCS. So this is the total life cycle savings and cumulative savings of the system. So I hope you understood this, and thank you very much.